Hi. Yes, it's me again. And yes, I have my funky little genie ponytail going on. Chink! I've made all of your problems better. I wish it were that easy. I really would do it. But, I can't, and I'm sorry. I would fix everything in the world if I could. But, we all go through things and for a reason. And we learn and we grow from everything that we go through. Um, I wanted to take just a minute and make this video. I haven't done a guardianship video in a while, and I just wanted to bring you up to speed. I actually haven't had the opportunity to spend very much time. It's peak flu season. Crazy cats, crazy cats. I'm so sorry. Um, it's flu season, and I have to be very cautious. I've not been able to spend as much time as I would like there. But to bring you up to speed, Les is doing well. He's doing fine. He's gained weight. He has a little special friend, and they spend their days together and they talk and they enjoy each other. And she's got a birthday coming up. And it's not a love affair thing. Please understand. They are friends. And I don't know why I'm even defending them because nobody cared prior to this. So if you care now, tough. As long as he's happy, I'm happy. And the other family involved has no problem with their friendship or their relationship. So everybody else, too bad. That's just all I'm going to say about it. Anyway, in the process of learning how to do this, um, it came to, I told you before, dealing with Medicaid, trying to get him Medicaid taken care of, and I had to deal with VA, had to deal with Social Security, had to deal with his military retirement, and still dealing with the other part of that. Um, and as far as somebody has to be accountable for what this man has had to endure, and that falls on my shoulders too. But anyway, um, the last time when I went down the last time and paid his bill for last month, um, we were talking, and it may not have been right then. We have phone conversations and things like that, and not nearly enough, I will tell you. I should do more. I'm fortunate in that I know that he's in a good facility and that he's being well cared for. So um, I don't have to be down there 24/7. I could be down there more, but I have to weigh in my situation and my circumstances, and I have to do what's best first and foremost for my father and my mother. That has to take priority over everything else. That supersedes everything else except God. Um, anyway, um, so they had told me that maybe need to try to get him Medicare Part D to help pay for his medicine, and because I'm getting bills and all of his money goes to the nursing home, so no, there's no more money to pay this other bill. So yesterday was my day to deal with that. First phone call was to Social Security. It's allergy season in Kentucky. I'm sorry. All of my videos for quite some time will be, and whenever I'm wiping my nose and fixing my makeup, it's not icky stuff. Um, don't do that. Um, but whenever you'll see me do that throughout videos. Anyway, whenever I called Social Security, because that's where I was told, because at first I was told to just go online and do it. Okay, when you go online, it says you cannot do this, even if you are in the position that I am, and I am his full legal guardian. I make all of the decisions for him. That is what the court has appointed me to do. Um, but it says on the website that I can't do that. I can't access his information on the website. So I said, okie dokie, no problem. I'll call you. I'll call Social Security, and I knew it would take a while because it's Social Security. They're very busy, probably understaffed. It is what it is. So the first phone call, I was on hold for 32 minutes, I think, before I ever spoke to anybody. It is what it is. Talked with the person there for just a short period of time. They said, "Oh, honey, ma'am, you need to call Medicare. We can't, I can't do that here. So I need to." They gave me the number to Medicare. Very nice, very, very nice, polite young man or older man. I don't know exactly. He didn't sound old, so we'll leave it there. Very helpful. But what I didn't know was that there was a problem. Yeah. So I called Medicare. Of course, there was a hold there, I think about 15, 20 minutes. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you something. I lost my cool with Medicare. I didn't say any potty mouth words. I just had a little meltdown on the lady. We're on the phone for probably 15, 20 minutes. I'm explaining the situation to her, telling her what I need, yada, 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 that Social Security sent me to her. She starts looking at Les's case. His Medicare Part B was terminated. I didn't know this. I didn't get a letter. I didn't get anything from Social Security to tell me that he no longer had Part B. It was canceled the end of December due to non-payment. What? And that was my exact response, was what? And I told the lady, I said, look, I personally went down to Social Security. I had my court papers that appointed me as guardian. I had already taken care of military retirement because, I had to fax paperwork, had to, because they had to know that it was me. I had to establish that with the military for his retirement. With VA, I had to be VA appointed as his payee custodian. And the other person had to be removed. Then I had to go down to Social Security and spend pretty much an entire day waiting, and then be interviewed with court documentation in my hand, had to be interviewed to be his Social Security payee. Okay, so we did all of that. Okay, here's where it gets fun. At the end of everything, because his pay was stopped, I had his pay stopped in June and held so that it would be safe, so that the former caretaker could not get her hands on it. Yes, girlfriend, if you're watching this video, I did it. It was me. And I'm not done with you yet. I love you, but I'm not done with you. Now, going forward with that, just had to throw that in there on the off chance that the person that, just had to throw that in there. Anyway, so they told me then, we will withhold to pay his premiums from this point in time to this point in time. And I'm like, cool, that needs to be done. Take care of that. Please do that. Please, please, please. So I get a letter that says X amount of dollars, boom, went for his insurance. You'll receive a check for X amount of dollars for his back pay. Done. They sent me a new little card. Done. I took the new little card to the nursing home, yada, 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 took care of everything. Nowhere in that span of time did anything come to tell me that his Part B was canceled, terminated. I'm calling yesterday to apply for Part D, not Part B, Part D, to help pay for his medication. Okay. Here's what happened. So while I'm talking to this lady, she says, oh, after we're halfway into this report and at 20 minutes into this phone conversation, she says, I have to terminate this report. I said, why? She said, because you have to call Social Security back. You have to call Social Security. I said, ma'am, they sent me to you. I was on hold with them for 30 minutes. I talked to them and they sent me to you. Well, you didn't tell me that his Part B was terminated. I said, I didn't know. You just told me that it was terminated. I said, let's rewind this conversation. I said to you, I need to see about enrolling less in Part D. Did the pleasantries, the information exchanged, everything. You knew it was me. The legalities taken care of, yada, 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 yada. You knew it was me. He needs Part D. I need to see what I need to do to add this for him, because I'm trying to pay his medical bills. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to take care of this man. Well, she says, I can't file this report. I said, I don't understand. Please help me understand. You didn't tell me that his Part B was terminated. Again, I said, ma'am. And by this time, I'm going to tell you, my temper is just building. I said, you are the one that just told me that his Part B was canceled. How am I going to tell you or Social Security or anybody else information that I do not know? Well, I can't file this report. Folks, I'm going to tell you something. I flat lost it. I got so angry. I did not say any bad words, but I explained to her. I said, ma'am, let me tell you something. And I'm not going to go into complete detail of what all I told her, because it's just not, we're just not going to do that. But I explained to her, I have a whole lot on my personal plate and have had for quite some time. I'm not looking for praise. I'm not looking for, oh, you did such a good thing or whatever. I'm not looking for that. I stepped in because I seen somebody in a bad situation and I did something about it. Something that people should do more often. World would be a lot better place. But in the midst of this, I had a whole other life going on, and I still do. For all intents and purposes, this man was basically a stranger to me until June of 2015. I knew about the situation. I had been working on the situation, but I had not met him face to face until June. Okay? Now, after I had my little thing on, because I told her, I said, I have my own money I have spent to help this man. I've done this, this, and this, and this to help this man. I have nothing to gain from this. I don't want to gain anything from this. I just want to make sure. I stood in front of the judge and said, I will do my best to keep him safe and take care of him. That's all I'm trying to do. Somebody can cut me a break and help me. I have had to, it's been an uphill battle to get anything to happen to help this man. So anyway, I had my little meltdown on her, and I hung up on her because she was just kind of saying, well, ma'am, and I'm like, yeah, you can do something to help me. You are behind the desk of Medicare. You're the person that I need to talk to. You're the person Social Security sent me to talk to. Well, I hung up on her because I just lost it. And I didn't just hang up on her. I said, have a good day. Bye. And I'm not going to apologize for the little rant that I went on because I am fed up. I know that people do things for the wrong reasons. I know that there are people out there that are shady. I'm dealing with the aftermath of it. However, what I've done so far for this man speaks for itself. I have a legal piece of paper that says that I stood in front of the judge, raised my hand, my right one, this one, and said, I'll take care of him. I am under the court's order to do this job. It's court ordered. It's not, oh, I just go by and help this old man. No. This is court ordered, my job. And I take it seriously because I made a promise to this old man. I told him that I would do my best to take care of him. And I value that promise. And I'm doing everything in my power to maintain that promise. And I'm making sure we're still ticking because this is a long video and, may run out of space. But anyway, so after 35 minutes of being on hold, I'm connected back with Social Security. I believe her name was Teresa. Me and Teresa did not get off on the right foot. We'll just leave it there. Whenever they were asking me personal information, now the first time when I talked to Social Security, they told me that I needed to obtain a birth certificate for him. And I was like, okay, tell me how to do that. I'll do it. I said, because all of this is gone. I don't have, all his important documents, they're gone. She was evicted. She didn't pay the storage bill. If she even had any of this documentation, it's gone. She was supposed to have turned it over to APS. She never did. It's gone. I'm working to piece this man's life back together. Anyway, some of the questions had to do with, where he was born, his mother's maiden name. I was like, I'm sorry, I don't know that. She pops off and she says, well, and now mind you, my documentation, my court documentation is on this file. There's a picture of my happy little self. We've verified all my personal information that they had to have. Okay? Well, if you're supposed to be his legal, and this is the tone, don't you think you ought to know this stuff about him? I said, honey, hold on. Because I'm just going to tell you. My blood was boiling. And for those of you that know, I am Widener mixed with none. And whatever those lineages that brought those two people into my world that are my parents. I have dealt with, in this span of time, enough garbage. And this was just the icing on the cake for garbage of how this lady's tone was and how she was talking to me. And how, I'm tired of people trying to make me feel like that I'm out for his money or what have you. Because I'm not. Every penny of his money goes for his care. Period. It comes to me because that's what the judge said that he wanted me to do. Otherwise, it would go straight to the facility. The judge told me he wanted me to write checks. So that's what we do. Anyway, the judge is the big guy. I have to do what he says. Anyway, so when she said that, I said, hold on. And she kept talking, and I don't recall exactly what all the smartness was because I was getting very angry. And I tried to, I was trying to erase the tape, delete, because I did not want to lose my cool yet again. Because when I lost my cool on Medicare, I hadn't hit repent mode yet. If I'd lost my cool on Social Security, if I'd have been sitting across the desk from her, I'm just going to tell you straight up, I'd have gone to jail. Because when she was that smart with me, if I'd have been that close to her, I'd have reached across and smacked her just as hard as I could. I'm not even going to lie to you. It's not ladylike, but it's the truth. Because I am the one catching all the garbage. And I'm the one that hasn't done one thing wrong. Okay? Anyway, so, while she's saying the garbage and I'm hitting my, oh, don't listen to this, don't listen to this, don't listen to this, I finally get her to stop talking. And I told her, I said, let me explain the story to you. You already see my papers, my court documentation on his file. We've already talked about that. I said, I don't have that because I didn't know that I needed it until just about 2 hours ago when I called you the first time. I'm working on getting his birth certificate, but I can't magically make it appear. Okay? In the meantime, I need to fix this, and I need to talk to you about it. So what can we do so we can talk? And I said, explain the story of how I came to be his guardian, yada, yada, yada. Verified some more information for her, and she started to calm down, which was a good thing. I'm just telling you, 'twas a good thing. Because at that point in time, I was that type of angry that I could have gotten in my car and drove to wherever she was and had a full-on, face-to-face conversation with her that probably would have landed me in jail. Just because, I'm sorry, people, I don't care. Don't treat me like a criminal. Don't treat me horribly. Don't talk down to me. I took this on because somebody needed to do right by this man. His own children don't care. They don't want anything but his money. And if they're watching this and they see me and they hear me say it, yeah, I said it. Daughter called me one time. Cussed me out. Called the nursing home, aggravated my staff. They're my staff, yes, because they take care of my Les. He doesn't want nothing to do with her. I tried to call her back the next day after I told her that I would talk to the nursing home and let them know that it was okay with me for her to call. And I told her, he might not want to talk to you. Let me help you. Because sometimes, the majority of the time, he'd say, I don't want nothing to do with him. Every so often, he'd say, I'd like to see him. So I was working on that. And I told her, work with me. Because, I don't want to keep you from your dad. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that person. Well, when I tried to call her back, she didn't answer my call. Nor has she called me back. Wants to jump up and down and scream, I got power of attorney, I got power of attorney. Well, honey, let me tell you something. I am the court-appointed guardian. Your power of attorney, if you even have one, is null and void. It probably was many years ago. Because when you told me that you went to the attorney every so often and had it updated, if it does not have his signature on it, it doesn't mean squat. And even if it was, there's a type of power of attorney that you can have for someone. I can't remember what the name of it is, but you can have it. And, it's for somebody that has dementia or things of that nature, that early on they can grant you their power of attorney. Well, even if you had that, it's null and void. Because you were nowhere to be found. For 2 years, you let this man be mistreated, neglected, abused, exploited. Within 25 miles of where you live. I got nothing for you. And you're going to call my staff and talk horrible to them? You're going to call my people that help me take care of him? They're my friends. They're my family. They're not just the facility. They go above and beyond to take good care of him. Hold on.